In our last video, we went to one of Germany's most haunted forests and we did a paranormal investigation there. We did a few different tests, and among one of those tests was the smoke photography. Now, when I edited the video, I didn't really see much that stuck out to me. And at the end of the video, I told you guys that I would go ahead and I would look through more of the photos to see if I could basically pick up on anything that may be strange and unusual. And if I did, that you guys would be the first to know. That's why we're sitting here right now, because I don't know what it is, but after I went back and I started really kind of looking through the photos, I saw more than when I was actually editing the video. Maybe because it was the pressure of editing the video, or maybe I was more focused on the video than the actual photos, but I was free to take some time and really just look at the photos. And that's when I started to notice some really strange and unusual things. And I know this video is different than the videos that we normally make. Normally we take you guys to really cool locations and give you the history behind it and possibly do some kind of paranormal investigation there, or tell you some kind of folklore story that's attached to it. But for this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys some of the smoke photography photos that I think might be legit. Now, if you don't know what smoke photography is, basically you create smoke and then you take intuitive photos, and later hopefully you catch a ghostly impression in the smoke. And well, I guess without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into it, and I'll show you these photos here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you these photos in kind of like in order, so this is a little bit organized, and these photos are gonna get creepier as the video goes along, I promise. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a batch of photos where I think there is really nothing to it. There's nothing in these photos. And why am I showing you these photos? It's because I wanna showcase something called pareidolia. Pareidolia, if you don't know what that is, I explained it in my last video. It's the human brain's tendency to see faces where they might not exist. So let's just go ahead and take a look at some examples of those. If I sit back and look at these photos long enough, and I mean the exact photos that you're looking at on your screen right now, chances are I could start seeing faces somewhere in the smoke. And that's a prime example of pareidolia, at least in my opinion, for these photos, because these photos feel more like a Rorschach test to me than anything else. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say those are all just pareidolia. There's nothing to those. The meat and potatoes of this whole video, the whole reason why we came, is because of the smoke photography that I think might be legit imprints of who knows what, ghostly figures. The religious may call them spirits, the scientific may call them aliens, the US government might call them NHI, non-human intelligence. Who knows, but maybe we caught something. Check these out. So I just want to preface this set of photos by saying that, again, this could obviously just be my pareidolia acting up, but when I look at this right here, I see some weirdo in a hood. When I look at this, I see not just one gray alien, but a whole bunch of gray aliens. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Don't ask me why. And this photo here, it just reminds me of your classic ghost with the weird O-shaped mouth. This photo, if I look up in the top right-hand corner, it looks like something, but another thing that I noticed about this photo is it kind of loses its effect as you zoom in on it. Or does it? I don't know. That's the thing about this whole smoke photography thing, is sometimes I look at these photos and I see it. And then I come back like 10 minutes later or a day later and I look at the same photo and I don't see what I saw earlier. It's almost as if I see something completely different, or I just don't see anything. And now I've got a little bonus for you guys. It gets even more intense than that. I'm gonna show you guys a set of photos, and there was no smoke involved. All of these photos that were taken we took before we started doing the smoke photography. And some of these photos are actually from the time that we stayed at the Johanniter Sanatorium for a night and did an investigation over there. Now, when we did our investigation there was no smoke photography involved at all. And the photos that we captured there are totally unexplainable. Now, these photos were actually taken before we had started doing any of the smoke photography, and that is definitely not a lens flare. That here could possibly be a lens flare, but I don't think so. Not with this camera. Okay, and I know that I said that there were no smoke in these photos, but this photo is an exception because I'm not talking about the smoke. Look just right past that at the base of the tree. It looks like something is manifesting there, and I have no idea what that is. And that is definitely not a flare, at least not in my opinion. It looks like the light is actually interacting with the ground. And now this photo is actually from the time that we visited the Johanniter Sanatorium in the Harz Mountains. And let me tell you guys something, that place is definitely haunted. Do you see it? Look in the corner. How about now? Just look at those glowing eyes staring back at us. And if you look close enough, this looks like the arm, which might be holding something. I don't know. I think it might possibly be a baby because it looks like that also has two glowing eyes. Now, in this photo, it looks like nothing's there. It's easy to skip by. But if you zoom in, at the end of the hallway, it actually looks like some... I'm almost hesitant to say it looks demonic, and it's definitely looking back at us. That image just is really creepy. You can clearly see a nose, two eyes, a mouth, the cheeks, and if you look close enough, even what looks to be some sort of weird elf ears. And then something that I'm noticing at the time of recording this is that right above it looks to be like some kind of angry man. I don't know what that is, but I just cannot unsee that now. So, I don't know. That last set of photos for me is just wild. I don't know. What do you guys think? Did we catch something, some kind of spirit or whatever coming through from the other side to say hello? Or is my pareidolia just acting up? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to know what you think about this subject. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this time to take a break for like 2 or 3 weeks. And Daisy and I are just going to go ahead and enjoy the holidays. And we hope that you do the same. So with that being said, I hope you liked the video. And if you did, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the new year. Peace.